everyone, my name is Rage, and Monster Hunter World is creeping ever closer like a Naga cougar in the dark jungle. Rawr! That was supposed to be a Naga cougar. Okay, so today we're going to focus on the monsters that don't exactly fill me with excitement to fight. Every hunter has their blacklist of monsters. The monsters that, for whatever reason, be it how they look, how it interacts with their chosen weapon, how annoying of a fight it is, whatever. They have their monsters that, when tasked with hunting, it's prefaced with a kind of sound. And actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of like the hunter sound, right? Like, hip check. Vespoid paralyzed me while I'm fighting the monster. Bullfango. Motherfucking that kind of recurring thing, and I think we'll get a lot more sounds. I'm gonna stop saying that now. It's kind of weirding me out, and I'm the one doing it in the next World Weekend, because Nergigante is going to be in it, and it'll be a lot of people's first time facing an Elder Dragon, and kind of for some catharsis, I want to join lobbies with brand new players, find a nice hill somewhere, put down a chair, pour a cup of tea, and just watch them try and fight Nergigante. And I'm not going to say I'm going to be any better, but at least having fought every Elder Dragon in the bloody game, I feel like I might do okay against him. But brand new players, oh, the tears will be great, won't they? Is that wrong? Either way, let's begin then with number 5. See, I managed not to talk for 5 minutes before this one. Though I will say, in a twist of I realised the irony, that it was actually pleasantly difficult to choose here, because I kinda can find redeeming features in nearly every monster in the game, and I wouldn't even say I outright burning hate any of them, so I guess that's a good sign on the game. So some of these might be petty, but, it's my list, deal with it. Number 5. For number 5, I'm choosing every single bird wyvern, barring 2 exceptions, Great Macau and the world ones. The rest are no fun. The first gen drones are boring and easily wreckable, weirdly proportioned and forgettable. Yankutku, screw you, and every noise that you do, that pecking sound when you press face to ground, or you're spazzing around, it just wound me up. The walk to find you was more challenging than having you beat. You're like walking on Lego, a minor short pain, but I do feel bad for my feet. Gypseros can fuck off. You're poisonous to fight, but I have the antidote. We just don't. How does it feel knowing when you play dead, it's the only joy you make us feel, because that first time we thought it was actually real? Except we didn't, because Quest Complete doesn't drop down. There's no sound of victory won. So if your strongest move is being a corpse, at least do a good job of acting like one. Yan Garuga, I kinda respect, but that doesn't make me forgive all the time he decked my hunter over and over, because I was bad back then when I first fought him. My chances were less than slim, and he carted me back to back to back, so fuck him. It's fine now, I almost enjoy it, but you can bet my grudge has not worn thin. Hypnocatrice, go back to Frontier, cause I don't want you here. You're a better cuckoo, that's a fact, but it's not exactly difficult, that. I will admit that you put me to sleep, but it was long before you put me to sleep. Great Baggy, Roggy, and Jaggy, names filled with irony, you see, because they left no impression on me. A huge step up from the drones, but still nothing to write about to home. Not bad, just bland, though I'll admit the cowboy armor is fucking grand. Kurapeko, you're interesting. In fact, at first I liked you, but when you bring the embodiment of fury to me, all warmth goes out the window, so Kurapeko, I hope you get eaten by Joe. Malfestio is a hard one because I fucking love owls, son. But as soon as I get confused, I'm so done. Everything else about it and the fight is great, but confusing outclasses it all with how irate it makes and makes and makes me just call fucking great. So that's why I hate, well, maybe not hate, but certainly no love for most of the bird wyverns in Monster Hunter for various reasons. I hope you see them. Some exaggerated, sure, but I wouldn't exactly shed tears if nearly all of them didn't exist no more. Now on to number 4, and I hope you didn't find that style of telling you my choice a bore. Alright, so number 4 on my list then is Kirin. This one's, I think, specifically because I was a greatsword user who was fairly still kind of crappy at the game back in Monster Hunter 1. So while I objectively think like Thunder Horse is pretty cool, like I think he's quite pretty, I think his lightning is a little bit bullshit. Spending most of my time paralyzed when I first fought him is so much fun and interactive gameplay. But I do think that from an objective point, yeah, magical Thunder Horse, alright, I can dig that. It's just, for me, the fighting of him wasn't so much a fight as, okay, now he's over there, run, oh, okay, now he's over here, run, oh, no, now he's back over there, run, oh, I'm paralyzed. Okay, then I just got hit again. Alright, I'm back up. Okay, now he's over there. Run. Draw slash. Oh, he dodged. Alright, now, okay, he's over there. Okay, run. Draw slash. Aha! I hit him! 20 minutes remaining. And it took me so infuriatingly long to kind of get to grips with just how to get damage out on something so small, fast, yet powerful with a greatsword. Like, back then, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I chose greatsword because I saw a huge ass blade and was like, oh, that's cool. I'm gonna just use this. It's so cool. I feel ashamed to admit this, but back in Monster Hunter 1, I walked round with my greatsword unsheathed. I know. I know it's... We all gotta start somewhere. You get me? So, someone with that hilariously badness, that was a great way to put that. Imagine them fighting Kirin for the first time, and I have not let the scars of those encounters go by. I still don't really enjoy the fight. I appreciate it more now, but I don't know. I've always got something against monsters that just will not stand still, not even for a second. There's a special kind of fury that generates in a greatsword user when whatever they're about to hit moves just as you let go of level 3 charge, and yeah, as you get more experienced and learn the monster and the weapon, that doesn't really happen, because you know when you need to let go, you know what damage you can get in where, you know how much you can charge, you know what move to use when, depending on what you're fighting, and I've kind of got that under control now, but for the longest time, Kirin was just an effort in being teased over and over again, and just not being allowed to hit it, while it slowly chain paralyzed me to death, and I felt like I couldn't do anything about it. It was just an awful, nightmarish experience, and I just, damn, it happened again. It happened again. Alright, number 3 then is Uragaan. Yeah, I think it's Uragaan. Look, you might judge me for this, and I did say some of the reasons might be superficial, and he's here because I don't like his chin. I know, but out of every single monster in the game, Uragaan is at the top of my list of ones I think look stupid as hell, and I hate, right? If they were in a zoo, I'd walk past the enclosure. Yeah, feel free to use that one whenever you're next wanting to insult someone. Pretty cutting stuff. But look, the fight itself is whatever. He rolls at you, he smacks his chin into the ground, creating the earthquakes. It's not actually horrible, but it's not amazing either. But I just cannot get over how this guy looks. When I first saw him, I was genuinely confused how he'd been allowed to get into game looking like that. You gotta remember, I was fairly, younger when he first appeared on the scene, and I just had such an initial backlash reaction of, this thing looks moronic. Why is it a monster in Monster Hunter? And that feeling has never kind of gone away. It's just never really left me. So, knowing that this guy's in World has me a little bit concerned, because I just really don't like him. I'm hoping World changes that, because they're really giving the monsters more than just a visual makeover. They're so much more fun and engaging to fight, and I'm hoping that will change it for me, because, now looking back a bit more, fairly, I can see the idea of Rock Chin smashing the ground to create earthquakes, and, it breaks apart all which it eats for its diet, and that kind of makes sense, and, its rolling ability with the almost like filed off stumps down its back, letting it traverse the harsh volcanic terrain, and look, as a creature, I get it more and more now that I do look at Monster Hunter like this, but I can't deny that. How do I put this? When you absolutely loved a game when you were younger, or even just a long time ago, you played a game and you have amazing memories of it. You have super fond memories of it. The nostalgia is strong. You just have this warm, happy, that was awesome when you think about the time spent with it. So you decide one day to give it another go, play it again. It was amazing, right? One of your all-time favorites. And then you load it up and you're like, wow, this has not held up well. The graphics are actually inhibitingly bad. Jesus, and the mechanics do not work as smoothly as I thought they did. And what are these controls? And you just have this crashing realization that it's nowhere near as good as you thought it was. Well, I have that with Uragaan, but reverse, right? No matter that I can now currently appreciate that it's better than I actually think it is, because all that time ago I thought it was such an ungodly, ugly, awful thing that I wanted to have extinct. I can't shake that sort of deep-seated hatred I have for his fucking chin now. I really, really can't. And I know that's shallow. I know it is. But hell, it's the truth. Coming in at number 2, then, is the trio of creatures that are designed to make humans enter their enraged state. 3 beasties whose very being seems engineered towards the breaking of controllers, who seem to serve no other purpose in this world than to trigger incandescent fury. I'm sure you've all guessed what I'm talking about. Bullfango, Renephalos, and Khonshu. 3 creatures who, when seeing a hunter trying to fight and kill a monster that normally spends its time hunting them, instead of just going, yeah, hunter, get him! Go on, fuck him up, I got your back! They go, you know, it'd be really, guys. You think it would be really funny if this... Have you had too many mushrooms, Dave? Oh, no. I swear by my tusks. I've only had 2 special mushrooms. Okay, Dave, that's enough. No, listen. So, he's fighting that Rathalos, right? But what if while he was fighting it, we just charge into him and knock him to the ground, and then the Rathalos will kill him? Seriously, Dave, that Rathalos ate your mother? I don't remember. I'm gonna do it. Hold my mushroom. I'm gonna, no, oh, Dave, don't. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he hit him. It just boils my blood. And I don't think I need to exaggerate it. If any of you have fought a large monster and a Renephilos Conchu or Bull fucking Fango has come careening into the back of you, breaking you out of a combo, knocking you to the ground and getting you hit, and even with the Bullfango who can stun you on top of it, if you ever had that happen, you know why these guys are here. You know that they serve no purpose other than making the game less enjoyable. They don't add anything, they just cause anger, and it's so beyond irritating. And I think as a great sword user, I have a special claim to how irritating they are, because when a monster is downed, you've knocked them over or they're in a trap and you are charging to level 3, and just before you let go, a Bullfango comes careening into you. That is... But worse than that, anyone who has ever carted because one of these pricks has hit them and then the monster has finished them in. Or worse still, anyone who's ever carted because the monster has put them to like really low health, and then while healing, one of them has come running in and done that last tiny little bit of health you had left and finish you off. You know the hate. I don't need to exaggerate. They are Satan spawn, all of them. I hate them so much, and I don't know why they felt the need to add a bull drone. That thing is awful. At least with that thing, though, it's your target, so at least the annoying thing is the thing you're trying to kill anyway, so I'd argue it's actually less bad than all of the others who are just there to irritate you while you're doing, the actual thing you're supposed to be here to doing. Oh, goddamn, I'm just happy that at the very least Bullfango and Conchu don't seem to be in world. Renephilos, I think, are, which is concerning, but they're so irritating. I have never genuinely felt and exclaimed more verbal anger in Monster Hunter. Nothing I have fought has given me as much trouble as these guys. And not even trouble like, oh, it's so difficult, I can't fight a monster with them. You can, they're fine. They are annoying, they're not hard, but that annoying is there. Any amount of carting to a difficult monster, none of it has made me come close to the vocal expression of hate that getting hit by one of them while fighting does. And I think that's understandable to all. And obviously, all of this coupled with the fact that it makes absolutely zero sense, no matter how aggressive or territorial the animal, it would not go charging into that kind of level of danger against two creatures that could so easily kill it. It's just bonkers to think so. So, from both the annoyance and the how much it goes against how a normal creature would act, but what might not be as, understood by you guys is my number one selection, because it's Diablos. And before you raise your horns, okay, because you all clearly have Diablos horns equipped if you're watching this video. I don't know what I was going for there. I think that, objectively speaking, that he is badass. I think his cactus-eating, horned devil self, his threatening, imposing, powerful form, his intimidating screech, his just frightening force, especially for a herbivore, is wonderful. I think he is a beautifully designed, well-imagined, well-done monster in nearly every single way. If he was in a zoo, yeah, I would be all over getting a good eyeful of him, even though something that large living entirely off cacti in the desert is crazy. His metabolism would have to be so slow, but if that was true, he certainly wouldn't be charging at you the way that he does and moving with such ridiculous energy expenditure. But all of that aside, okay, I get it, it's a game, and all of that aside, I like everything about him a lot. Like, he's one of my favorite monsters, he really is, except for when I'm fighting him. I hate fighting him, and I don't necessarily hate fighting him because I think he's hard, because, after so many kills of him, he's not hard, he's fine, he's whatever. I mean, obviously, every single monster, once you've fought and killed them enough, they become, like, the wind. But I will admit that at least initially, Diablos completely kicked my ass. I mean, he had the kind of similar to Kirin factor where essentially all he would do is either charge at you, stop, turn around, charge at you, stop, turn around, charge at you, hip check you from Narnia, or go underground, charge at you and then come back up ground, and he would just cycle through all those moves, especially in the earlier games before his AI got more refined, and he was a frustrating experience, especially playing hit and run with a greatsword. But it's not even necessarily that. He is, and this might, I mean, I'm going to admit it's the point of the video, but he's the first monster that I actually felt genuine intimidation towards. Not in a kind of like, whoa, this badass, am I going to take this? He looks powerful. No, genuine, I don't think I can beat this guy. He is the first monster I faced that actually instilled in me a, wow, I might not be good enough to play this game. Like, he is the first guy that properly went, let's see if you're actually out to be a hunter, shall we? And I do think largely it's because he is very intimidating as a creature. He is, and I, of course, was still new to the game fairly when I fought him, and he just kicked my ass over and over and over and over, and I honestly started to doubt if I actually could beat him. I started to dread doing a quest involving him. When you have a hunt that's a Diablos and something, I was like, well, I'm screwed. I can barely take the Diablos and find something else. And I prefer Monoblos, by the way, just in the general sense. Just thought I'd throw that out there. It seems like a good a time as any. But I just get this, you know, that feeling in your stomach when you're nervous and like you're about to give a speech or something maybe publicly embarrassing might happen. You know that kind of like, oh god, how's this gonna go, what's gonna happen, you know, that typical butterflies in your stomach. Everyone gets it. I feel that to this day when it comes to Diablos. When I found out that Diablos was in the Monster Hunter World beta, it's the monster I avoided fighting for the longest time until it was literally the only thing I had left to do, that or turn off the PlayStation. And I just have, I can't escape it. It's like ingrained psychologically, this deep-seated, I don't want to fight Diablos. Once I actually start fighting him and remember, oh, hang on, I've killed him hundreds of times, this is fine, it's okay. But just the mental barrier of just, you know how sometimes when you have an assignment or you got to do some work or, you know, something like that, just the act of beginning, the motivation, the just start doing it is the hardest part. I have that with Diablos. Just getting me to him and start hitting him, I just don't want to fight Diablos. Once I start swinging, it's generally all good, but he instilled such a fear of him when I first fought him all those years ago that I've never quite got over it. And no matter how confident I am in my skill and ability at the game, of which I'd say is fairly high, I mean, it would have to be after so many thousands and thousands of hours, no matter how good I feel and comfortable and knowledgeable I am, I still get a, oh no, Diablos, whenever he comes up. I lose a bit of confidence in myself knowing I'm fighting him. And for whatever reason, that happened and still does. And I have to put him here because for me, he is the worst monster to fight because of that. And I think that's a fairly unique thing to me, of course, but I'd love to know if you guys have anything similar to that. But yeah, also Black Diablos is really sweet. But yeah, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts on these. What are your worst monsters? All of that jazz. But for now, I will see you on the hunt. I'll see you next time. Like you enjoyed this, subscribe for more. A good boy.
Rage Gaming with the video flow, shenanigans and Overwatch, and his fans all know that every single thumbnail that this man makes without fail makes you do a double take, catching your attention with every verse. See, say that you need healing but you're at his mercy. Get it? Cause it's a pun. On his channel, that's one of the better ones. Widow is venomous, I see no end to this. Cataclysm's imminent when Rage is in his element. Pandemonium is not familiar with irrelevance. Maximum Genji beam, oh so elegant. Jokes so funny causing you to cry. Editing is quality as the noon is high. Yo, concussion man, shoot to the sky. Cap it all off with a goodbye.